Hey there, happy Monday. Thanks for popping in here tonight. I appreciate you guys coming in here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. My website is penguinandfish.com. Thanks again for coming. I am here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central, where we work on some crafty projects. So I'm still working on the Splendid Sampler quilt along. I didn't get a chance to work on it this weekend, so except for clipping the first two large borders onto the sides. So we're just gonna sew those borders on tonight. Here we go. They're all ready, and I got my Wonder Clips on. It is a big, hefty, unruly quilt at this point, so we'll do our best to sew. And I think I will press it open as well. I have to plug in the iron, so I'll go do that. But I wanted to let you guys know that I went to IKEA this weekend, and my whole thought was that I'm going to get one of those magazine racks so I can hang that on the wall and put my my cutting board and all the big pieces so they can hang up on the wall and out of the way. I know I showed a picture of that in my Facebook feed, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. So I went there for two purposes, that and we needed a new light for the living room. So we got that at least. So now there's light again in the living room. Our lamp went out and there's no other light in there. So that was number one. Number two was this magazine rack, and they didn't have it anymore. So if you guys are looking for that magazine rack, they're discontinuing it in August of this year, so that's a huge bummer, and it's not available online, only at the store, and my store was out and probably won't be getting any more of them, so boo! But instead, I got a few other things, and if you can, I'll show you guys. So look, over here, I still have nothing on the table. It is nice and clear. This is where all the junk used to be. And now if we keep going, here is my new little crafty station. So I have this little tray, and these have magnets on the back, so I put my mini Wonder Clips in, and I have another one with, the big Wonder Clips, but they didn't all fit, so I have a couple big Wonder Clips in there. But they just stick onto those. And then down here, I have another little metal rack that I can hang some things on. This isn't perfect yet. I want to organize it still, but I have like a little cup in here for things I can grab, so I can just grab my pencil really quick. I got my quilting pins in here. I hung up a few embroidery hoops there, and my needles and stuff, and I just hung my starch from there. That seemed to work fine. It's not pretty quite yet, but it is all on the side here now, and I can just grab anything when I need it, and it's not sitting on the table anymore. So we can actually maybe even eat here again, which would be nice. So, all right. Just wanted to show you guys that. I thought it was kind of fun. Always a fun time going to IKEA. So let's get sewing. I can scooch this up towards me a little bit more. So like I said, I did not get time to sew on the quilt this weekend. I was hoping to finish the top this weekend, but I spent my time in the garden. It was, oh my gosh, the most beautiful, beautiful weekend. I got a little sunburn, which is not good, but man, I just soaked up as much of that sun as I could. And we worked on the garden, my husband and I, so we were just out there all weekend when we weren't at IKEA. So no sewing. I did, however, get the large piece pinned. So we already did the inner border. This is that large outer border. So I got that Wonder Clipped. I am going to have to ease it a little bit, so the dark blue is a little bit bigger, just so I can even out both sides. But we should be ready to go. So I'll just sew these on tonight, kind of what we did last time. I'll sew these on. I have both sides clipped and ready to go already. So I'll sew them on and we'll press it and then I will prep it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll prep the other two sides. I won't do that on camera here. But we will get a little bit farther on this. All right, here's where I gotta ease it a little, so I'm just gonna stretch it a hair. Gotta move her along. So let me know how your guys' weekend went. I mean, we were seriously outside the whole weekend, which is exhausting. That's a lot of sun without having any sun for a while. Today, or right now it's raining a bit, but still, today we had a little bit of sun too. So I can't just zip through this at super speed because I have all of the heft and weight of the quilt that I have to keep adjusting. But we're at that stage. Oh man, we sure did, Jozo. We got the giant bunny barrier. So priority numero uno for the garden this year is keeping the bunnies out. If you guys were with me here last year, you know how bummed I was about the bunnies. They ate all our kale last year. We had our garden fenced last year, but just with a plastic fence. They ate right through that and ate all of our kale, and I was so bummed. So we're adding another garden, so we made it a little bit bigger, and now we're putting a fence around. We have a couple of boxes, but now we're going to put the fence all the way around all of the gardens, so we can take off the individual fences around the gardens. Ooh, thunder. So that'll be nice because then you can actually get down by the garden. You don't have to lean over a fence. The whole area will be fenced. So we had to dig like a trench because we got some metal fencing, but that has to be sunk in a little bit because those rabbits will just dig right underneath it. So we did that, which took basically all of Saturday to get that fence up and around the area we wanted. But then around the gardens, within the fenced area and around all the individual gardens, we want to put like wood chips down for a little pathway. And so that means we have to take all the grass out of this area. And we need to take the grass out for where the garden's going to be. So we did that all by hand, and we're not actually done with it yet. So we each had our shovel, like our spade, and we dug out grass of this kind of large area of ground where we want the pathways to be and the other garden. So that was all of Sunday, and then we took a break and went to IKEA. But man, that was a lot of sun and a lot outside and a lot of manual labor. But oh man, it was so much fun and just so neat to be in the garden and be making it better. We have a little problem that we don't know how to get in and out. So we were going to just go all the way around, and then it's low enough that we can just step over, and we're like, okay, this is fine. We can just step over the fence. But then we were like, but what if we want to get a wheelbarrow or something in there? So and we ran out of fence. We ran out of fencing about the exact width of what a little door would be. So now we need to figure out some sort of entry and exit that will still keep the bunnies out. So then we have to take out the rest of the grass. We'll put some wood chips down. And I think we're going to visit John's family in California this weekend. So I think we'll plant when we get back. So we have not planted the kale yet. Haven't planted anything except for we did plant onions and garlic already. But that's it. So gardening phase 2 will happen next week. But I don't know, I feel pretty good that we got all that finished. I'm excited, super excited. I don't know if thunderstorms were predicted tonight, Joe. Towards the late afternoon, it definitely looked like it was getting gloomier and gloomier. Hey, Sherry. All right, we are approaching the end, well, we're getting there, of this side. I did clip the other side right away, so we should be able to just flip this around. Okay, I need to check something. It almost feels like I might be sewing a couple layers together. Oh no, we're good still, good. Man, it was feeling a little funny. All right, think about 2.5 feet to go yet. It's off my shoulder now, so that's nice. It's a lot of bulk to have hanging over your shoulder. I think I'm gonna really like this big border though. It looked, when I was laying it out on the ground, it looked kind of cool. It really looked like it held in the chaotic blocks of the quilt. It held in that place, and then it was very calm around the outside, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. Wow, I'm really guiding this bulk. Gotta make sure I'm still sewing both pieces of fabric together. Hi, Internet. All right, next clip. Have you guys seen that little gadget where you can put a laser pointer? I suppose you can just get a laser pointer, but people put a laser pointer, or maybe they put it up here somewhere, but it marks the, or it must be down here. So it marks a whole line, like a laser line, where your quarter-inch seam allowance marking. Oh, that looked pretty nifty. Fun little gadget to try. All right, I have one more clip. Oh wow, I did a pretty big distance between this clip. I have to kind of ease it again. I'm kind of using my elbow to push my quilt along here now. All right, I'm gonna remove that, and we're at the end here. Ooh, yours has a built-in laser? Oh, see, it just sounds so fun. Do you use it? Oh, you were thinking of getting one. I just thought that looked so interesting. Oh, can't sleep popping in. Hey, Helen. Oh, it's nice there in Illinois. Oh, how fun. Oh my God, they had snow flurries today. See that? I just can't deal with that anymore. I would literally, if I saw snow, I would cry. And the thing is, you know, here in Minnesota, I wouldn't put it past, you know, spring to give us a little bit more snow, but man, that's not fun to say out loud. All right, we got the first bit here. Let's just kind of peek at it quick, just because I'm impatient. But there we go. Oh, it's looking sweet. So, I love it. So we have this really big border. There's some marks on it, which I'm kind of bummed about, but I'm hoping once we quilt it and I wash it, those will go away. But here we go. So really big border, really dark big border. Then we have the small border to frame it, and then all our crazy stuff happens on the inside. But I think it's looking really sweet. Oh, I really do like it. I like this big border. And then the binding we're going to do the same color as this big border, so it just goes off into infinity, basically. The real framing device is right here. That's kind of holding in all of this, and then the big area. Oh gosh, where did I see the laser? You know, it was probably on Facebook. I would just, Sherry, just look up laser pointer for sewing machine, and I'm sure something like that will come up. Your machine has a laser built in too? Wow, people got thinking somewhere along the line. All right, let's rotate this guy around. Ooh, gosh, this is just gonna get bulkier and bulkier. Here's the second side. So I will stitch this side right now. Throw it over my shoulder again, and then I'll plug in the iron and we'll get pressing these right away. I'll probably have to press it again, but oh, Harbor Freight has the laser things. There you go, Sherry. Harbor Freight. I'll have to look into that. You read on the quilting sites that they are getting the magnetic laser. Okay, so you're saying from Harbor Freight too. All right, Harbor Freight, little crazy quilting laser. You know what? I might have to get one of those just to. I think they're pretty inexpensive too, if I remember. But that might be fun to try. Crazy little laser on the machine. From Harbor Freight. Okay, taking the magnet out and attaching it to the machine. Oh, it's meant for something else. See, I'm not sure this is magnetic, even though it's like a whole thing of metal, but I think I've tried to stick a magnet on here before and it didn't work. So I guess just taping it to it. I'm kind of wondering where it would go to. Because in theory you'd want it somewhere lower, right? So it can shoot the laser across? I don't know. But it'd be fun to look into it. Yours wasn't magnetic and it was like $8. Okay, Harbor Freight. To look into that. Getting into the gadgets now, I suppose. Since the Splendid Sampler, I was never too into the gadgets. I appreciate the gadgets, but I'm like, oh, you don't need all the gadgets to get something done. But now they're just fun. Now it's just fun to use gadgets. But yeah, little hedgy still works. It is still nice to have this bump that I can butt my fabric up against. So I don't think I'd get rid of the hedgy little hedgehog yet. It would just support the laser. Will the magnetic harm the computer? Well, mine does not have a computer in, so it wouldn't harm mine. That's a good question, though. I don't know if the magnet would hurt the computer of a machine. It's a good question. It looks like, sounds like some people were taking the magnet out of it and then, I don't know, attaching it to their machine in a different way. So if you're worried about that, that's what I would do. The one with magnet, people weren't sure, so they took it out. Oh, okay. See, there you go. You know what? You could probably actually contact if you wanted to just know for positive, you could contact your machine brand, like the customer service, and ask, and I'm sure they'd probably do a pretty good job of looking into it for you. That's kind of fun to do sometimes. Ask companies random questions like that, see what they say. That's how I found out about my husband's great-grandma's Singer sewing machine that we used for a little bit of the Splendid Sampler. I just contacted Singer and gave them the serial number, and they told me all about it. You put mine up where you're pointing. Oh, up here? Your machine is computerized, but that part is down at the bottom of the machine. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it'd be fun to try. Yeah, the magnet would definitely not cause my machine any problems, I'm thinking. Alrighty. So this side, it doesn't feel like I have to ease my fabric as much, so I think this side measured a hair longer than the other side, and I'm trying to even it out so it's equal. Like how you guys told me last time to average out the numbers and center, like mark the center points and then ease every few inches, basically. Or mark the ends and then mark the middle and then middles again. You're finding the sound of the machine hypnotic. It really is. That's why I could see if you had a project where you were just piecing, like chain piecing a ton, and you didn't have to, you could kind of zone out, it really would be just super relaxing. It's like a form of meditation for sure, I think, all this crafting. And there's bonus points because you're actually getting something when you're done. Instead of just meditating and, you know, that's it. It's meditating with physical results. Which is kind of cool. All right, we're getting about 3 feet or so left. 4 feet, it's still on my shoulder. Just trying to match up the... there's so much bulk that it's pushing at the fabric underneath. I'm bulking it out, but there we go. My fabrics weren't wanting to line up anymore, but I got it. Oh, like a saw. All right, keep moving, guy. So I'm not, you know, with my hands here, I'm not pushing and I'm not pulling on it, even though it might look like that. I'm just kind of trying to move this bulk with it, but I'm still letting the machine move the fabric itself. I'm moving the whole quilt with my arm on the table here. All right, a few more. All right, do some of this bulk underneath me. Kitty, scratch the layers together again. There we go. Wanted to make sure I saw that light blue underneath. Okay. All right, about 3 more feet, 2.5 more feet left or so. You know, it really was fun going to IKEA. Usually it's just a crazy zoo, and it was, but I don't know, it's just fun. It's like a little museum to go to every once in a while. Oh, me neither, Josa. I'm excited to see what this ends up like. So last hurricane season, oh my gosh. Foot through the inner ceiling, oh man. Oh, you got stuff on your fabric? Oh, I can't see your whole comment. I'll have to look at it later, Sherry. It only lets me see a certain length of comment while I'm live. But it sounds like you got some fabric damage. That's not fun. That's scary. The storm. Storm is scary like that. All right. Almost there. It's getting tough to move it along at the bottom here. It's heavy above it. All right, this is it. So we'll press this, and then that'll be it for the night. But tonight yet, when we're done, I will prep the last 2 sides, so we just have the top and bottom big blue borders, and then we are done with the top, if you can believe it. Could you pink the edges before washing? Oh, for the damaged fabric. Okay, here we are. Unfold that. Yep, so here's the big border. Exciting. All right, so I'm going to get my get the ironing board up here, and I'll get the iron plugged in. Here, in the meantime, you can see what some of this is going to look like. Oh, I love at the corner. So we just have to do the top and the bottom yet. Hold on here. Okay. Oh, it looks purple. I know. You know what's so funny is the phone. Like if I put just this in front of the phone, my whole screen will change color. So like now it's looking. Did you see how it changed color there? And if I stick my hand in, my hand is super yellow. Like it's auto adjusting. But if I go way back out, like if there's other colors in, then it changes the color a little bit again. But yeah, it is, you know what, it actually is, it does kind of have a little purple tinge to it. It is a navy, I would call it a navy, but just a little hair of that purple in. Okay, let's see, I think we'll go this direction towards me. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Oh, thanks, Marianne. Thought the fabric was purple too. Oh yeah. So yeah, here it does look a little purple, but it is kind of more like this dark color. It actually is more purple. Well, no, it's about like some of my darks. But it could read as a very dark purple, either or really. All right, how would be the best to do this? So I think I'm going to do this the same way. I want to press the seam just to get it going, and then I will press it open right away. See how well that works. Haven't done that with a large piece like this yet, so it might be pretty bulky everywhere. Oh, and look, I got my first little stain on my new ironing board. I don't know what that's from. I'll have to try and wash that out. Or you know what, I think I need to move my machine a little bit too. Hold on here. I need some ironing space. All right, I got it now. Just setting the seam to get started. Oh wow, this is gonna be a little difficult, I think. This might be a on the floor scenario later, but we'll keep going. So we'll just go a little bit at a time. So everyone see the borders, thus eliminating the raw edges. I know, isn't it kind of amazing how every little bit that you do, every bit of finishing bit, like, you know, we sewed the border on so we have a clean edge. Every time you do one of those little finishing items, it really magically makes you look so much farther with the quilt. Like, it's so much more professional, so much more done. It's kind of magic. All right, here's the next length. So bulky. I know I might need a bigger board. I know this is just crazy. I typically do this stage when I'm visiting my mom and dad, and she's got a big ironing board, and we can lay it on the ground, or she's got a big table too. So it's a little more difficult on my table and little mini ironing board, but we're gonna make it work. I'm actually halfway at least already. All right, I think I got a new section here. Ooh, I keep almost tipping you guys over there. I come from this direction. What I want to try to make sure that I'm doing is leaving it flat so I'm not accidentally ironing the underneath stuff. Are you going to layer the quilt on camera? You know what? I was thinking about that. I don't know. I'd like to layer it on camera. I'm not that far yet. I have to finish the back. But I probably will layer it on camera. I'm not positive if I will do it live. I might just do a time-lapse video instead. But I don't know. I'll show you at least how I'm doing it. Or maybe, you know, I can do it from far away too. I just might not be able to read your guys' comments as well. So, I will definitely touch on it. Like, I want to show you guys how I'm planning on doing that. I like doing it with the those curved pins, curved safety pins. So that's how I'll sandwich it. But I'll definitely show you my setup and how I'm going about it. I just don't know if I'll be able to do the whole thing live. Just, yeah, because first of all, it'll probably be pretty boring. But yeah, I'll have to go. I'll be on my living room floor and just crawling all over the ground. So that might not work. I know, I think this is really, oh, you'd watch either way. That's good to know. Yeah, so I'll do something. I won't just skip over that for sure. It's definitely, look how finished it looks on these pieces. These blocks with all the blues. I think that's looking really cool. Oops. Okay. So I just need this ironed well enough that I can put that other border on, and I'm gonna basically measure what it should be. So if this isn't pressed perfectly right now, I'll definitely be pressing the whole top again once I'm ready to sandwich the quilt. So this won't be the last time I'm ironing this. Let's snip that guy. Oh, you've never done it before. Okay, I will for sure go through the process then. So I might just, it will just be a little different format. I might have my husband film it, and then I can just walk you guys through. But yeah, we can totally do that because it is a whole pile of steps. You know, getting the back of the quilt down on the ground, and I tape that to the ground, and then placing the batting just right, and then placing the top, and just kind of my strategies for that. And, you know, I'd love to hear your guys' strategies while I'm doing that too, because there's always room to learn more. So, all right, here is the first bit. Look, it's a 14-inch board. From here, from this blue border to the end, it's going to be 14 inches. So it is a rather large border. Oh, Gina, that's sweet. Thanks. So all I have to do is this top border yet. All right, but I do have to press the other side too. So let's do that quick. And then I think we'll call it an evening. I think I've been gradually I've been gradually moving the ironing board little by little, so it's almost gonna fall off the table here. So just so you guys can see what I'm dealing with here, I have I have the whole quilt just kind of mashed up, and it's rolling off the end of my table, and it's just so bulky. But we're getting her done. It's happening. All right, I do want this falling off the table there, though. Okay, here we go. Side 2. It's really gonna start, to frame this up with these big borders. Oops, I forgot to open that. Getting ahead of myself. Oops. So much fabric to deal with. Oh, here, this is the dark corner of the quilt, so it's kind of fun to see what all these darks look like all together with this border. Yeah, the iron is not affecting the metallic floss in this, what was this? This Lycian, the Cosmo floss. That the iron hasn't been affecting it at all, so that's good. A little further up. Oh, it wants to fall completely off the table. Well, thanks, Jerry. I'm getting excited about getting close to finishing this. I still have quite a bit of the back to do. I might do a few of that on my own, but I will work on it a little bit this week, the back of the quilt. So just so you guys know, I'm not going to be here Friday, and I might not be here Monday, but I might be here on Monday too. So I won't be missing too much. We'll just be gone for the weekend, and that's usually when I'm not on anyway. But who knows, I might pop in from San Francisco and to just say hi. We're visiting the husband's parents, the in-laws, so that'll be nice. Since they're in California, we don't get to see them very often, which is a bummer. All right, pressing the seam. Now we're getting a little lighter in our colors. So this is kind of a little bit more purple, a purple navy, and I guess it does look a lot like this. So it is kind of purpley. Compared to this, which is, this is probably in between the two. That feels a lot more blue. Pretty sure I'm not getting my seam all in the same direction. It's feeling funny in some places, but when I press this again, I think I can take care of all that. Oh, you had a great time there? That's cool. We're only going to be there for hardly any time, like just when we fly in, but it'll still be fun. We've been there before, so we've done all the like tourist stuff, but it's going to be fun just to walk around and have a coffee, and hopefully it's not raining. I'm excited. Ooh, we're getting up to the greens. That means we're close to the top. All right. Yeah, when I finish the other border, the top, not the other border, but the top and bottom border, I'll try and lay it out to show you guys right away when we're done pressing it. So it'll be like a day just like this tomorrow, where we'll sew. I'll have already wonder clipped the top and bottom border, and we'll sew it on and press it like what we are. But then I'm hoping I'll have to carry the camera and my computer and the quilt to the living room. But we'll go to the living room and I'll lay it out for you, and then we can see the finished front. That'll be fun. I am so excited to see a finished front on here. But we'll do that tomorrow. Ooh, hot. Left my hand on that fabric a little too long. All right. And there we go. We got to the top here again. I like this guy. Upper corner there. Oop. Whoa. I accidentally tucked it underneath there. Let's take care of that. Ooh, that's a bummer. I'll have a little crease in there. Oh man, and look, I just noticed I have, you can kind of see it. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a little grid texture on here, and you know what? I think it's the back. Yeah, this, that's hot. So this metal pattern, this is a cheap Target ironing board, but some of that metal pattern I'm seeing on the front of this. So that's a bummer. Hopefully that's not burned in forever. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to see it once we quilt it and wash it and all that, but something I'm going to have to watch out for, just the pattern of this. I mean, this is right up against the metal. Well, anyway. So there we are for tonight. Let's see if I can back out a little bit so you guys can see. And tomorrow we will finish the front. So here's a little bit, so you can kind of see just the size of the border. And then, you know, it's going to be a big swatch up there too. So it's looking good, I think. I like the colors. Then we get down to the darker blues. I think it's going to be really fun. So, all right, I'm going to flip you guys around and we'll call it an evening. And tomorrow we'll get the top and the bottom on these. So it'll be a little longer because, you know, we'll have there. So it's going to be a little bit longer, the blue, the top and bottom border, I think. Even though it's taller than it is wide, the quilt as a whole, but we have to add on for these 12 inches, 24 inches total for these 2 big borders that we put on. So we'll get that done. You have one like that and you put some batting under the cover. Ooh, I don't know if I can take off the cover, but maybe, Belinda, I like that idea. Maybe when I get to the point that we're sandwiching this quilt, I'll have some batting, some extra batting, and I'll give that a try. Because, yeah, that's kind of a bummer, getting that little burn mark on there from the metal. Just the metal getting hot, I think. So, all right. Well, thanks again, guys. We will get this all, I'll get the other border prepped right now, and it'll be all ready to go for sewing it tomorrow. And this will go up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. So if you hit subscribe over on YouTube, then you'll get notified when it's live. Well, when it's up, when it's launched. And then it will also stay here on Facebook. So thanks again. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.